be a bit loud. Hold on, let me turn it down. Okay. Welcome to the TOUCHSTARVED Demo. I haven't heard much about it, and it's just a demo, but I was really excited because I'm pretty sure it's coming out soon. Let me look that up real quick. But I love the art style, first of all. And there was the trailer, which you guys should totally look up, which has Cascada, a cover of Cascada, which, of course, I have to support this game after seeing that. But anyway, let's just play. Let's just play TOUCHSTARVED. I don't know when the release date hasn't been announced yet, but I'm excited for it nonetheless. But here we go. If I don't mess up. Okay. Settings. I can do it a little bit faster. That's good. Sound. Turn that down a bit because my ears are wrong. Anyway, turn the music down a little bit too. Hopefully it's not copywritten. But otherwise, everything's good. Return. New game. Disclaimers. Do I have to read this? Oh. Well, at least they warned me. Okay, I'll turn it down in a minute. This is a demo of the TOUCHSTARVED prologue and not the finished product. Thank you. Touch is intended for an all-around horror, graphic violence, strong language, alcohol, drug reference, injury, and dismemberment. Player discretion is advised, so watch out. If you accept the content warning, please disclose little words. Okay. In TOUCHSTARVED, your choices matter. The decisions you make may result in unique dialogue, interactions, or even choices in red text which contain exclusive content. Ooh. Try playing the demo more than once and choosing different options. You might even uncover a secret ending. And remember, there are no wrong choices, only interesting ones. Choose wisely and save often. Controls, left click, la la la. Ooh, you can rewind text. That's good. Choose your name. Pinky, of course. Choose your pronouns. She, her. This world began to unravel long before you were born. I need to turn off the music. Oh, that's so sad. You guys are just gonna have to listen to my voice this whole time. This world began to unravel long before you were born. It began with fogfall. Spectral mist bled from the seams where reality wore so thin it split. And from that fog emerged monsters, inhuman beings with unnatural powers. Some possessed language and intellect, others were mindless beasts driven by little more than the desire to slaughter. As cities fell and unrest spread, humans united in their fear while monsters thrived in the chaos. And then there's you. You're not even sure if you're human. You were born cursed, with hands that alter the minds of anyone you touch. Choose your backstory. Ooh, I love choosing the. Okay. The Unnamed One, a fallen oracle. You were raised as an oracle in a remote temple. The priest claimed your touch bestowed enlightenment, but a visiting mage revealed your curse for what it is. Following the mage's word, you fled in search of the cenobium. Cenobium? You regularly experience unnatural premonitions that rattle your body and soul. An innate sixth sense gives you a heightened awareness of hidden supernatural presences around you. The Hound, a forsaken thief. You were raised by society's outcasts, criminals who accepted you when no one else would. Anyway, your partner in crime, a friend since childhood, helped you steal enough money for a cure, then betrayed you. They left you with only enough coin to travel to the cenobium, your last hope. You have sharply honed social intuition. You can survive and even thrive in the violent underbelly of any city, using your experience with the underworld to get ahead. The Alchemist, an abandoned mage. An exiled cenobium mage took you in as a child, raising you as her apprentice. She seemed to take pity on your curse, but you discovered that she was cultivating you as a test subject. You fled to the cenobium, seeking a cure. You are an experienced spellcaster with encyclopedic knowledge of alchemy, spellcraft, and history. With a little observation, you can identify the subtle effects of magic. Ooh, these are all cool. I think I'm gonna go with the alchemist because I love magic and shit. Okay. Maybe I should have chosen a name that's not Pinky. Oh, it's too late now. Your name is Pinky. You selected she, her pronouns. Your backstory is the alchemist. Oh, it's not too late. But Pinky is me. I'm Pinky. Eh, maybe it's common in this world. We don't know. You know? Maybe everyone is named Pinky. Maybe I'm part of. Anyway, the wasteland stretches as far as the eye can see. There's nothing out here but death, the ever present stench of decay, and countless sun bleached bones cast like seeds across the barren land. I could say death doesn't scare me, but to tell the truth, I'm desperate. It's been 2 weeks since I joined a caravan bound across the waste. Finding a group that would accept me was a trial in itself. As rations grew sparse and my canteen ran dry, I began to despair. But then I saw it. Ooh. Aridia, the city of knowledge, one of the last bastions of humanity left in the world and home to the famous academy called the Cenobium. Cenobium? Cenobium. Cenobium? Cenobium. Cenobium. All the world's knowledge gathered in one place. If there's anywhere I'll find a cure for my curse, it's there. Oh. All that stands between me and a cure is a final stretch of salt-soaked wastes, or so I think, until I see the first tendrils of fog snaking between the wagon. Uh-oh. Is this fogfall? Oh, that was a hush voice. Is this fogfall? My stomach sinks at the very whisper of it. A silent storm more devastating than fire. Dangerous in cities, but a death sentence beyond them. A thick blanket of fog engulfs us, smothering out the lantern's light. The wagon lurches to a stop. An eerie silence heavy as an eerie silence oh, an eerie silence heavy as the mist falls over us. The only warning we get is a strangled scream. I can't do a distant voice. Stay back. No. The cry dissolves into wet gurgling. Ugh. Oh shit! then, then the wagon violently pitches to the side. I hit the ground hard. The air punched from my lungs. When I opened my eyes, adrenaline lends sudden, awful clarity to the carnage around me. A trader I once shared bread with lies face down in the mud, their back reduced to long strings of torn muscle, gleaming gristle, and exposed bone. Bodies litter the wasteland. Ooh, whoa. Oh, I thought that was his back. I try to rise, but my ankle explodes with pain, so blinding, white blooms across my vision. Only when my eyes adjust do I see the dark shape in front of me. Ew. A soulless stoops over the twisted form of a caravaner. Caravaner? Caravaner. I freeze, but it swivels its head. A dozen bulging eyes twitch in my direction and blink as one. Whoa! This is cool! The soulless lets out an ear-splitting shriek and runs at me. But right before it reaches me, the beast barrels past, vanishing into the mist. Distantly, a horse screams in the dark. I need to move now. Run for the city, head towards the wagon. I feel like, okay, if I go to the city, I'll probably get attacked by more of those things. If I go to the wagon, there might be a survivor. So I'm gonna go to the wagon. I take cover beside the wagon where the air is thick with greasy smoke. Fire eats through the gaping hole, spluttering where lantern oil mixes with brackish water. Every person I see is dead or dying except one. O All-Mother, forgive our sins, guide us unto your hearth. We are worthy, we are worthy. A traveler grovels by the flames, their hands clasped above their head in fervent prayer. I glance upwards towards the gauzy lights of Aridia, just visible where the fog runs thinnest. I don't pray, but the sight of the city is all the reminder I need. I came too far to die here. Rapid footsteps echo all around me. I turn in circles, frantically searching the opaque mist for the source, but the fogfall twists and stretches sound. Suddenly, the caravan's driver bursts forth from the fog. Our eyes meet too late. He slams into me, knocking me to the ground, and slips in a patch of mud. The soulless falls on him as soon as he slows. It catches the driver by his throat and rakes his stomach with razor-sharp claws. He comes apart like wet paper, spilling intestines and viscera in a steaming tide. This is so fucking cool. Fighting the urge to heave, I claw frantically at the slippery muck for a handhold. Oh my god! Shit! My hand catches on the jagged edge of a rib jutting out from the water. Bandages unfurl around the gouge torn deep into my palm. The pain's quickly forgotten when a hand closes around my wrist. Ah! Oh, it's a hot. Okay, can you stand? The praying traveler leans over me. We need to run. Wait. Look, he's so cute. Wait. Can we not to be. Can we Anyway. Oh shit. We need to run. Is that my hand? What happened to me? They reach for my hand and I realize too late that my bandages have come undone. No, don't touch me. The sensation of their thumb brushing the back of my hand sends a shiver down my spine. All it takes is one touch, and in the space of a breath, my curse takes hold. Oh my god! Their lips peel back into a deranged grin. No, I've seen this face countless times before. This is my curse, madness of my own making. Oh, their grip on my hand tightens until pain radiates from my knuckles. Let me go. Suddenly, clammy hands crush my throat, choking off my breath. Die! Die, 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 die! Spit bubbles at the corners of their mouth and flecks my face. Ooh. The edges of my vision darken as my lungs scream for air. Scream for help or fight them off. I'm gonna punch him in the face. My nails gouge deep into the traveler's wrist, but no matter how much blood I draw, they don't flinch. Did I die? Am I dying? The more I struggle, the tighter their grip grows. My pulse hammers in my ears, slowing with each thudding beat. This can't be happening. I'm going to die, and not because of the fogfall or the solace, but because of my own curse. Tears sting my eyes. No, 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 not here. Not like this. The hands drop from my neck, leaving me wheezing for air. My lungs burn with each ragged cough. My vision clears, and the traveler's face takes shape, hovering inches from mine. Lips still split in that I never learned how to pronounce that word. Smile, even as blood seeps between their teeth. They give one last shuddering breath, then slump over the claws hooked through their stomach. Sexy. The soulless shoves the body aside. Sorry. I'm a monster fucker, okay? What do you expect? The soulless shoves the body aside, and the glowing eyes studying its leathery skin, thin as through grinning. Oh, and the glowing eyes studying its leathery skin, thin as the grinning. I love the sound effects. Oh, there's a flash of claws. Red spill across my vision. I thought there'd be pain, but as I sink into the murky water, all I can feel is the grit of silt filling my mouth in the icy embrace of shallow water. Did I die? Did I die before even getting into the fucking city? Distantly, I notice an arm resting among an outcrop of reeds. Mine, neatly severed at the elbow! It should have taken both arms. Without them, maybe I could have survived. Maybe I could have had a home. Instead, I'll die cold, alone, and face down in a desolate wasteland. Did I die? A fitting end for a monstrosity like me? My first ending was death? Oh. Maybe I overreacted. If this is death, it's not as bad as I feared. Hold on. It's not as bad as I feared. The cold is gone, as is the choking stench of bog water. I could drift forever, cocooned in oblivion, until all thought and sensation vanished. No curse, nobody howling at me in madness and terror, nothing at all. The thought has a terrible appeal to it. But the next moment, I take a reflexive breath. Air pours into my lungs, then out again in a ragged gasp. Feeling comes flooding back. Warm cloth on my bare skin. A firm surface underneath me. A strange tang of sulfur in the air. Did an angel save me? Like a literal angel from the Bible? Like, be not afraid. Do not be afraid. Hello? Oh, wait, he was in the title! He's sexy. Hold on. He's so okay. I twist my head towards the voice. Tears flood my bleary vision at the bright glow of lamplight. Try not to move. The voice is calm, steady, and commanding, but more importantly, it's a stranger's voice. One thought cuts through my mental fog. I have no idea who this is, and I'm completely at their mercy. Nuts. Stay away from me. My words come out in little more than a creaky whisper. I clamp my mouth shut, hating how weak and helpless I sound. No. Okay, sir. No. Who the hell is this? Sit up or lie back down. I'm gonna lie down because I'm a bit injured. I let myself slump back against the thin pillow, wincing when the motion jolts my head. Ah, a cooperative patient. Thank you. The words swim in one ear and out the other without much comprehension. I pull the sheet up higher, wiping my eyes until my vision clears. In my defense, I am submissive. In my second defense, we're injured. In my third defense, we can't fight him. You know, we lost an arm. What are we gonna do? We're injured, we lost an arm, we suffocated in mud. Like, I think not fighting was our best bet. Okay, did I already read this? The words swim in one ear and the other without much comprehension. I pull the sheet up higher, wiping my eyes until my vision clears. He's so cute. The stranger towers over my prone form. Warm light reflects off his pristine medical coat. I instinctively shrink back, and that's when I notice that I'm completely naked except for a thin linen sheet. Naked, lying on a low cot with a pair of sharp golden eyes watching my every move. The man's gaze flickers to my exposed, unbandaged hands. I plunge my hands under the sheet to hide them from sight. Though it's too late, he must have noticed what they look like. Strange, cursed, inhuman. I brace myself for his inevitable suspicion and disgust, but his expression doesn't even flicker from that courteous smile. He just watches in placid silence as I struggle to make sense of my surroundings. Maybe I should save. I'm gonna save real quick. Where am I? Who are you? Be calm. You are safe here. He, like, genuinely is reminding me of a biblical angel, and I couldn't tell you why. It's the way he speaks, the way he's dressed. He's beautiful. He has eyes. Whoever this is, he clearly has no idea who or what I am. I've never been safe anywhere, with anyone. Even my own mentor, my teacher, thought I was nothing but a convenient specimen to be used and discarded. I scowl, pulling the sheet protectively around myself. Where are my clothes? The man's golden eyes narrow slightly. A sharp sigh rustles the papers in his hands. I see you are not to be dissuaded. Bro, if you want to see my tickle bitties, you can just ask. Your clothes were torn to shreds when I found you, but I procured replacements. With a soft creak, he stands from his chair, giving me a better view of my surroundings. I seem to be in some sort of medical clinic. Bottles of silvery alchemical concoctions line the counters in neat rows. The air makes my nose twitch, a faint whiff of smoke and something distinctly metallic that I can't quite place. He's so cute. Oh my goodness. The artists ate with this shit. Like, look at this from top to bottom. They busted this shit down. Not to get too excited, but damn, the earrings, the gold accents everywhere. It's not too busy, but it's still like fantastical. Like, not to mention the backgrounds. Like, nothing looks out of place. Everything is meshing. You know what I mean? Not to be a simp. The doctor produces a large, dense bundle of cloth, which he sets at the foot of my cot. He's easily a head taller than most, and I have to crane my neck to look at him. Thank you. Could you step out? Listen, I know I said earlier if you wanted to look at the tickle bitties, you just ask. But I can show them willingly, right? I can be a hoe as a treat. I should be polite if I can, especially since. Oh yeah, I guess also that is a good idea. I should be polite if I can, especially since I don't know who this is, what he can do, or what he wants with me. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, with the pose and the okay, I'm sorry. Bro should be on the cover of Vogue. That's all I'm saying. That look, the hair down to his ass, and you know that's all natural. You are welcome. I will leave you to get dressed. With a curt nod, he leaves through a narrow door. I'm sorry. I'm so ridiculous. I crack myself up. Okay, hold on. Drink break. Okay. I hear a soft click as the lock turns behind him. I count to 3 into the sudden silence. When I don't hear any more footsteps, I reach for the bundle of clothes. An itch on my elbow stops me short. I reach down absently to rub at it, then freeze when my fingers meet a neat line of stitches. My hand! I know what I saw. That beast took my arm clean off. And yet, my arm shows no sign of injury apart from the black stitches poking through my skin. I gingerly flex my fingers, feeling my heart race at the sensation. This is impossible. I should be dead, or at the very least, gasping out my last breaths. My nose is clogged. Hold on. Okay, I had to mute myself. Nobody wanted to hear that. I squeeze my eyes shut, waiting for the pleasant dream to unravel, to wake up bleeding out in the swamp. But nothing happened. The seconds tick by, and my arm remains resolutely healed, my surroundings pristine and quiet. In numb disbelief, I reach for the replacement clothes and begin stiffly pulling them on. They're thicker and warmer than mine were, with a black woolen cloak to go with them, but there's one thing still missing: my bandages. The golden-eyed man didn't leave me with any, even though I know he saw my hands. I slide off the bed and take a few unsteady steps towards one of the drawers. If this is indeed a doctor's clinic, there must be bandages somewhere. I start opening drawers at random, and, of course, that's when the door swings open once more. You fucking thief. Okay, but look at this background. Like, the lighting? I'm not an artist, but I'm just gonna say I would pay like $1,000 for this easily. I don't have $1,000, but if I did, I would. Are you looking for something? I whirl around, clutching a thick roll of clean bandages. I try to step back from him, but my legs bump against the edge of the cot. Your caution is understandable, though if I meant you any harm, you would know. Yes, sir. That doesn't make me feel better in the slightest, but he makes no move towards me, so I quickly wind the bandages around my hands. The glowing scars and mottled skin disappear under a layer of clean white cotton. May I ask why you need additional bandages? He's cute. I don't care. I don't care. I'll do anything you ask, sir. I clench my I clench my jaw. I knew it would only be a matter of time before he asked about my hands, though the way he does it is strangely roundabout. Say nothing, glare at him, decline to answer. I'm gonna I'm gonna say nothing, I think. There's no answer I could give without raising unwelcome suspicion, so I just shake my head and finish tying the bandages in silence. I can only help if you tell me what ails you. An involuntary An involuntary snort of laughter escapes me. Where would I even begin? Would he even believe me if I told him? No, best keep my curse to myself for now and learn more about him first. Who are you? You may call me Curas? Curas. 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 K. Okay. Like Kuro. Kuras. Kuras. Okay. And where exactly am I? Aridia, which I assume was your caravan's destination. I can think of nowhere else for a group of travelers to go. Aridia, so I made it to the city of knowledge after all. I should feel relieved, but all I can manage is a vague sense of increasing unease. So how did I end up here? I brought you to my clinic, of course. You were the only survivor from the caravan, barely clinging to life. You needed immediate treatment, which you provided. Yes. Look at him looking so smug. He says it so simply, as if I'm a small child and he's explaining basic addition to me. I, I frown and Flingers. I frown and flex the fingers on my recently healed arm. Aside from being a bit stiff, it feels fine. Thoroughly attached to me. You're saying that you stitched my arm back on. Pardon? A solace attacked the caravan. It ripped everyone to shreds. It tore my arm clean off. But when I woke up here, I spent my entire life learning from a Cenobium mage, and I know of no alchemy or magic that could reattach his severed limb. Even if he somehow could heal me by magic, I should detect traces of it, but I sense nothing out of the ordinary at all. The doctor, Curis, pinches the bridge of his nose. He sits back down in his chair, quiet for a long time. I do not know where you come from, but Iridia is the city of knowledge and deadly secrets alike. Information is power, and it is most unwise to give or receive it freely. Since you have refused to divulge... Can I speak? Is that allowed? Since you have refused to divulge your secrets, I will not divulge mine. I do not even know your name. Damn it! I should have said something! I was just... You are new to Iridia, so I will overlook this specific breach of etiquette. However, you should not expect others to extend the same courtesy. Do you understand? He looks pointedly at my fresh bandaged hands. Loath though I am to admit it, he has a point. I am also a complete stranger to him, and if he's telling the truth, he saved my life. I take a deep, steadying breath. This time, when I speak, I sound a bit more like myself. Pinky. My name is Pinky. It is a pleasure to meet you, Pinky. There's a little more warmth in his smile, his polite demeanor back in an instant. Thank you for saving me. Why did you say thank you for saving me? Thank you for saving my life. I chance a smile in return. Even if you won't explain how he did the impossible, there's no doubt in my mind that I'd be dead if not for Curis. Curis? I still can't decide on how to pronounce it. Curis. Whoa, my VTuber is glitched. Curis. Curis. I feel like curious. We're just gonna go with Curis. Think nothing of it. I'm not sure if he's just being excessively courteous, but his words only raise more urgent questions. Courteous? Curis. I think that's good. But I have to ask, why did you save me? You don't know me. Look at him, he's so handsome, I can't. The question seems to startle Curis. I could hardly leave you to die in the wastes. Assisting those in need is the very essence of a doctor's duty. I've never met a doctor who also handed out free clothes. My fingers find the edge of the cloak. Hold on. My fingers find the edge of the cloak. There's a subtle but delicately embroidered pattern around the hem. I try not to think about what kind of price Curis might ask for such well-made clothes. No, I suppose not. Forgive my presumption. I rarely come across so fascinating a patient. I blink. What did he just say? Ah, I simply meant that few would cling to life so resolutely or brave such a perilous journey to Iridia. I could not help being curious about you, Pinky. His voice deeps to it. I'm sorry. We're chill. We're calm. Okay. His voice dips to a soft murmur, and he abruptly looks away from me. You're pretty curious yourself. I don't know what to say to that. You're pretty curious yourself. Am I? Look at its face! Well, I haven't forgotten about my arm. I wiggle my intact fingers at him. Clearly not. But you haven't asked me for any payment either. I require none from you. Travelers do not have an abundance of coin, and it would be unethical to leave you destitute in a strange place. I fall silent, unsure what to say to that. Nobody would help a horror like me for free. There has to be some kind of catch or trick, right? Oh, a loud knock at the front door stops our conversation cold and spares me from having to say anything else. Duty calls. Unfortunately, you are not my only patient today. The knocking grows more insistent, and Curis lets out a tired sigh. Please wait your turn. Though he says it quietly, the clamor on the other side of the door abruptly stops. Do you need anything before you leave, Pinky? Oh. Between the Souls attack and my miraculous survival, I'd almost forgotten why I came to Iridia in the first place. I needed directions to the cenobium. The cenobium? The look on his face is downright chilling. He pauses, choosing his words with cold deliberation when he speaks again. Whatever you seek, it is very unlikely you will find it there. The cenobium's gates open for precious few visitors. Even if they did, you would not like what you found inside. My heart sinks. Is he saying that I came all this way for nothing? Risk life and limb for nothing? No, that can't be. I've only just arrived, and Iridia is the largest city still standing. There has to be a cure for me here. Then if not the cenobium, where would you suggest? Do you know anyone else in Iridia? I shake my head. Then I suggest a local guide. Head to the Wet Wick and ask for Leander. The Wet Wick? Excuse me? The Wet what? The Wet Wick. Like a candle? He sounds deeply unamused. Follow the postings advertising Leander's bloodhounds. They are difficult to miss. When you meet Leander, tell him I sent you. That isn't much to go on, but Kuros points toward the clinic's back door. You'll be safe so long as you do not draw attention to yourself. That's easier said than done. I've always been a magnet for the worst sort of attention. If you require my assistance, you may return whenever you wish. Though he's smiling, there's a note of finality in his voice. Resigned to my dismissal, I slip out the back door. That's what she said. I crack myself up. I find myself standing in a narrow and rather gloomy alley. I pull a new cloak up over my nose, stepping over the contents of chamber pots that have been emptied into the street. Ew, I'm gonna save real quick. Something weighs heavily inside one of the cloak's pockets. My coin purse. Everything is still inside. Every last coin that I scraped together for the journey to Iridia. It doesn't even look like it was opened. There were so few coins to begin with, they probably even weren't stealing. That's not what that says. There were so few coins to begin with, they probably weren't worth stealing. I glanced back at the clinic's closed door. Kuros didn't take any payment. He didn't even ask for a future favor. But he also said that in Iridia, secrets are power. Does he expect me to give up mine at some point? That's not exactly a comforting thought. Still, no matter why he did it, Kuros gave me a second chance and a lead on where I might find help. I'd better get going before he changes his mind. I squeeze out of the alley and into the crowded main street. The line outside Kuros' clinic stretches down the road already. Two thin peddlers queue alongside weathered elders. If any place is in desperate need of a free clinic, it's this one. The cobblestones are treacherously rough under my feet, deep grooves worn between them by regular flooding and decades of hard use. I knew Iridia was a river city, but I didn't expect it to look so eroded. The buildings are tired and dilapidated, all crammed together in narrow streets. A child darts by, clutching something greasy wrapped in paper. The smell of fried food drifts over to me. My stomach gives a faint gurgle. This morning's catch, fried up, hot and fresh. Not too many eyeballs today. That sounds disgusting, but I'm starving, so I duck my head under the stall's grubby awning. Bah. So sorry. A large fish leers up at me, its three bulging eyes still visible through the thick layer of crispy batter. The vendor gives me a gap-toothed grin. 3 eyes. Great. Just like the fish from the Simpsons movie. Although, it might have had more than 3 eyes. What's the cheapest thing you've got? The vendor points at a metal basket of what looks like long strips of savory fried dough. Fresh long, lads. 3 copper apiece. Don't burn your mouth. Long, lads. Like, ew, do you think it's like eel or something? I've never had eel, so maybe it's not gross, but I feel like it'd be rubbery. Hold on, water break. I take the coins out, counting them gingerly. At this rate, I might not even be able to afford dinner. Reluctantly, I drop the payment on the counter and take my meal. 2 streets later, I pass under a wrought iron archway adorned with dangling garlands of red and pink lilies. The buildings in this quarter are a dizzying riot of color, painted walls and tinted glass everywhere I look. Sheer red and pink curtains flutter in open doorways. Musical voices call out invitingly. Incense mingles with the pungent scent of flowers, barely covering the salt and musk of warm bodies. This must be Iridia's entertainment district. I'm polishing off my food and dusting the crumbs from my hands when I spot a poster. It features the silhouette of a smiling man wearing a single dagger like earring and the word Bloodhounds printed above his head. A motto, as above, so below, circles the artwork. Isn't that. I swear that's a song. If Leander is the leader of the Bloodhounds, then the face printed on the poster is likely his. I'm sure it's also a saying, though, but I swear it's a song I listened to recently. I followed the line of identical posters around a corner and nearly hit my head on a precariously dangling wooden sign. Looking up, faded orange letters read The Wet Wick. Oh my god, did he send us to like a stripper bar or something? The facade of the building looks like it's seen better days, but I hear faint music and laughter coming from inside. Oh, I wish I could listen to the music on this. I'll definitely be replaying. The inside of the bar is a far cry from the abandoned exterior. It's not even midday, yet most of the tables and booths are occupied by a loose assembly of people in matching green cloaks. I'm no stranger to bars. Sometimes I would take my books to the local tavern for a change of scenery, but I much prefer quieter places. Are we literally the type of person who reads in a bar? That is so funny. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just funny. A cursory glance doesn't turn up anyone with a dagger shaped earring. I'm about to head towards the counter when a chant rises from the center of the room. Show! 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 The remaining green cloaks abandon the bar and their booths to rush towards the center of the room in a sudden torrent. There's no time to move out of the way. I'm caught, swept along in the ale-stench current. Hey! Rhythmic chanting drowns out my voice. I thrash, throwing out my elbows as the press of bodies grows heavier. My hip knocks into a table. I grip it, holding on tight to steady myself, but the crowd has stilled. The chanting stopped. A pair of gilded boots stride across the tabletop. Whoa, whoa, sir, your titties. Seriously, you dogs? Again? Scattered laughter and cheers rise from the audience. I drag my eyes upward. I see a scar! Oh my god, you're sexy! A well dressed man. I don't know why I thought he'd be ginger. I need to look at the title screen again and see who's in this. He's handsome. That's all I know. Everyone so far has been handsome, albeit only two, albeit three, including the other guy, the guy who like went all manic and tried to choke us to death, which you know would. Anyway, a well dressed man stands on the table in front of me, his broad shoulders framed by the thick lapels of his trench coat. Sorry. This really is the last time, alright? This time, when he speaks, the audience falls silent, as though bewitched by his magnetic presence or rich, low voice. But nothing is as captivating as his smile. He beams at the crowd around him, a performer on his makeshift stage. He's rizzing me up! What the hell? Don't blink or you'll miss it. He laughs and the dagger shaped earring dangling from his left ear catches the light in a flash of gold. It would seem I found Leander. He raises his hand above the audience and snaps. A flash of pale green light, real magic, no ordinary stage trick, blinds me. Ooh, flowers! As the brilliance ebbs, my gaze refocuses on the mage towering above me. Hold on, let's look at him. Bro, you are glorious. Look at this. I really love how they lean into the gold in this game. Like, it's not dull at all. The gloves. One thing about me, I love a bitch in gloves. Love a bitch in leather. That's what all I can say. Anyway, he's cute. He's cute. I think I have more of a crush on the doctor so far. However, Leander has rizzed me up in two sentences, I think it was. So, Do with that what you will. As the brilliance ebbs, my gaze refocuses on the mage towering above me. He flicks his wrist, and the magic spiraling around him coalesces. A delicate flower stem sprouts from between his pinched fingers. One by one, glowing lily petals spring forth. With a flourish, the mage presents the conjured flowers. The audience bursts into clapping and cheers. My mouth hangs open, and not just on account of the impressive. My mouth hangs open, and not just on account of the impressive performance. There was no incantation, no spell circle. I've never seen something so beautiful and intricate conjured so effortlessly. Leander must be an incredibly gifted mage. No wonder Curious recommended him. Leander plucks the iridescent bouquet out of the air and turns in a slow circle, giving his audience a good look. Now, who could use some good luck? Me, bitch! My arm came off. I need some help. Eager onlookers scoot closer to the table. Some reach for their lilies, while others whistle and call Leander's name. But his cool green eyes slide right over it. I'm rizzed! But his cool green eyes slide right over them, locking on me instead. How about you? My chest tightens. Every person gathered turns to stare at me. Take the flowers. Bitch, I'm taking these flowers. Don't even try me. Don't even ask. How dare you? How dare you try me like this? Take those flowers. Take those motherfucking flowers. I reach out, all too aware of the way my fingers tremble as I carefully take the flowers from him. There's no weight to them, only a faint warmth that radiates from the stems. As soon as the flowers leave Leander's hand, their light dims. They fade away in a shower of opalescent light. To my surprise, Leander laughs under his breath. That's the problem with flowers. They don't last long, but they leave an impression, right? Yeah. He grins at me, and I find myself smiling back. He's so... Oh my god! Jeez! Okay, Leander steps off the table, dropping among the excited crowd with an audible clink. Hold on, let's look at this. I love a bitch who shows off his forearms. You know, I know we saw it earlier, but like, it's just the gloves, the forearms, the gold, the strap under his titties, because I see that right there. The high neck stuff, the earring, the one earring on the gay ear, might I add. I think it's the gay ear. Is it your left ear or right ear that's the gay ear? If you're gay and you have one earring, that ear is the gay ear, I think, is the rule. So the green eyes. I love a bitch with green eyes. I'm just gonna be so dead ass with you right now. Stunning. 10 out of 10. Okay. Alright, bloodhounds. Get back to your drinks. Show's over. The green cloak disappears at his command, returning to their tables and booths. Before I can make my way toward Leander, his eyes find me! Ah! He gives me a friendly wave, then beckons me over to the crowded counter. He's cute. He also looks tired as hell. I manage to squeeze beside him, but there's so little room that his broad shoulder presses against mine. I'm chill. I'm so calm right now. Like, don't look at me. But there's so little room that his broad shoulder presses against mine. I tense, but he doesn't seem to mind at all. Is this your first time in Iridia? He says it lightly, with a genuine air of curiosity. Do I stick out that much? No, but I'm certain. Stop, Leander! Damn! No, but I'm certain I'd remember seeing a face as lovely as yours around Loto. My eyes flicker to the polished countertop. I'm not used to flattery, and being this close makes eye contact difficult. He is rizzing. He said 4 things to me, and I'm rizzed. I'm so down bad for this man. I think he's my favorite so far. You know, I know what I said earlier about Kuris. They're both sexy. You know, I have 2 hands. I have 2 holes. As if on cue, the bartender approaches us. What can I get for you? Surprise me, and add anything my friend wants to my tab. I wasn't expecting the generosity, but I have to admit, I do feel a little thirsty after all that fried dough. I'll have what he's having. Water's good. I'll have what he's having. I don't care if it's straight rubbing alcohol. I'll have what he's having. While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks. funny. I don't care. Okay. While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks, Leander leans his elbows on the counter. I'm close enough to notice the purple shadows under his lower lids. I told you, he looks tired as hell. His eyes wander over me in return, but when they lock on my bandaged hands, a sour taste rises in my throat. Here comes the questions. So, what brings you to the wick? Curris sent me. He pushes his hair back from his forehead, but it immediately falls right back into place. So, it's about work. The bartender returns with a pair of glasses filled with what I can only assume is beer. I raise my glass and give it an experimental sniff. It smells faintly yeasty, but with an undercurrent I can't quite place. Drink time, in real life. Hold on, I have to burp. That was weak. A quick sip confirms my worst suspension. A quick sip confirms my worst suspicions. It's awful. Somehow briny and sour in a way that reminds me of pickles. But any thought of complaining dies the moment I look up and see Leander taking a deep swig from his glass. He lets out a satisfied breath. How can I be of assistance? I need to get to the cenobium. Ooh, it got quiet. As soon as the word cenobium leaves my mouth, the entire bar falls silent. Bloodhounds twist around their seats to gawk openly. Finally, an especially drunk one speaks up. The hell are you bringing up the cenobium in here? Throw him out. This is bloodhound territory. The vitriol catches me off guard. From the angry looks thrown my way, it's clear I've broken some unspoken rule just by mentioning the cenobium. When I glance at Leander, he's drinking, as though he hasn't noticed the uproar. Only when he catches me looking does he lower his glass. For the love of... He drags a hand down his face. Hey, keep it down, will you? This is business. I tense, expecting an argument, but the outspoken bloodhounds silently return to their drinks. Only a handful continue to watch me warily. Sorry about them. This is... this is... Don't look at me like that. Sorry about them. The cenobium's a bit of a touchy subject in these parts. Mix in enough drinks and, well, you saw. How about we continue this outside? How about you continue this inside of me? When I give him a terse nod, he pushes away from the bar counter. Ah, that was beautiful. Did you see those bottles? 10 out of 10. I follow Leander to an alleyway tucked behind the wet wick where layers of frayed bloodhounds posters have been plastered to the walls. Seeing them side by side, there is... I can't look at him, hold on. Seeing them side by side, the resemblance between Leander and his likeness on the poster is impressive. Curris didn't send you here for help with the cenobium, did he? From the look he gives me, he already knows the answer. I glance away. No, he didn't. He suggested I find an alternative. Yet here you are, asking about them anyway. What do you need the cenobium for? I don't want to tell him about my curse. The less people know about my capabilities, the better. Thankfully, Leander takes my reluctant silence as an answer. Well, I see you're already aware of the city's currency. Information's worth its weight in gold here. Curris told you the truth. The cenobium's dangerous. Get on their bad side and they'll imprison you if you're lucky, or torture you if you're not. Torture? My teacher never described anything like that. But the cenobium's supposed to be a place of learning, a sanctuary. The cenobium has always been heralded as the last bastion of human knowledge, a shining beacon of hope in a world steeped in nightmares. If any place held answers, it would be the cenobium. That's why I came here. That's what they want you to think. But things that seem too good to be true are often just that. Such a simple statement, and yet it leaves me reeling. If it's true, if I staked everything on a lie, then what now? Leander clears his throat. But as I always say, there's solutions to every problem and alternatives to every solution. He claps his hands and turns to me with a brilliant smile. Oh, hold on. Bah. So sorry. That's why Chris pointed you to the bloodhounds. I'm so sorry. That was so gross. Let us help you. Whether it's hunting soulless, finding people, or recovering stolen valuables, we can do it all. And free of charge. I'm shaking my head before he's even finished his practice speech. My patience is wearing dangerously thin. Listen, I appreciate the offer, but my problem can't be solved by a group of good Samaritans. To my chagrin, Leander nods slowly. Then your problem must be fairly serious, and if the Cenobium's your first choice, you're searching for a magical solution, aren't you? When my eyes widen, he nods along, as though he suspected all along. I'd be happy to help you out. That is, if you'll tell me what ails you. Leander might not work for the Cenobium, but if his show is any indication, then he's even stronger than the mage who raised me. She couldn't do anything about my curse, but maybe. I'm silent, plagued by my indecision. I don't know if I can trust him, but it's not like I have any alternatives. I hate to admit it, but this could be my only path forward. My confession comes out in a pained whisper. I'm cursed. Cursed? Oh, now I'm very curious. What kind of curse? Something ancestral or more recent? He looks me up and down, taking in my face, my eyes, and finally, my hands. It's your hands, isn't it? I wait until I'm certain my voice will remain steady before answering. My touch is dangerous. My touch is dangerous. I'm so sorry. My touch is dangerous. It changes people, hurts them. Before I've even finished, Leander begins taking his glove off. He tugs his left hand free and flexes his fingers. Let's see it. He offers. Damn it! He offers me his hand, and a prismatic flash of magic ripples across his palm. An enchantment for protection, but I'm already shrinking backwards. Ooh, do they show him taking his glove off? Damn. I can't. I don't care how confident Leander is, I can't bring myself to hurt him, to see his kind face twist in a mask of madness. Believe me, this isn't an ordinary curse. I'll be fine. Perhaps where you came from, your affliction was strange and one of a kind. But spend a year in this city, you'll see 1,000 curses and thrice as many cures. Do you really think Cuirass would send you here if I couldn't handle it? How should I know? I only met him today. I'm as good as any mage in the Cenobium. Better, even. If they can help, so can I. You don't know what you're asking me. I'm asking you to trust me. Oh my god! I'm. Oh, whoever wrote this, I, I, I need. I can't. Okay. I'm rizzed. I said it before, I know, but I mean it this time. I meant it before as well, but I really mean it this time. I'm rizzed. Capital R, rizzed. I look from I look from Leander's outstretched hand to his confident smile. Then, with a short breath, I begin unwinding the bandages from my hand. They need to write books like this. Okay, I haven't found a book like this in ages. And I know they exist. I need recommendations. If there's any book like this that y'all have read, please tell me, because I need it now. Fine, but if you lose control, don't say I didn't warn you. Hold up! First of all, you could tie me up first if it makes you feel better. Second of all, the blush, sir? The blush? I'm not a top, but with each joint I expose, I grow more and more certain that this is a terrible idea. Ready when you are. If he's bothered by the way my hands look, he doesn't show it. My fingers hover shakily over his palm. 3, 2, 1. Hold back, touch him. Bitch, I'm touching him. I don't give a fuck. But what if his face turns scary? Touch him. I tap his palm once, as quickly as possible. It's barely more than a brush, but that's all it ever takes. When I look at his face, expecting to see the worst, Leander only grins. See? It can't be. This time, when I reach out to touch Leander's palm again, he catches my wrist before I can pull away. I told you, there's really nothing to worry about. He trails off when my thumb brushes the soft skin of his inner wrist. I search Leander's face for traces of madness, but his eyes remain a clear, soft green. Color rises in his cheeks, but he remains still except for the subtle bobbing of his throat. Ah! Neither of us speak as I trace the contours of Leander's palm, lost in an awareness I wasn't prepared for. I've been with other people, kissed them, been embraced by them, and more, but not like this. My fingers, long deprived by years of bandaging, pick up every single detail: the grooves of his palm, the smooth shell of his nails, the pulse of his heart. For as long as I've lived, I've never been able to hold someone's hand, not without dire consequences. I never realized what I was missing until this moment. While Leander's pulse is steady, mine is hammering as fear gives way to excitement. Keep touching him. Let's go. Let's go. My hand glides over Leander's wrist and up his forearm, where smooth skin abruptly gives way to the raised scar by the edge of his sleeve. It matches the one that runs from his collar to cheekbone. Could it be the same wound? Damn, that's a long one. That's what she said. I glance at Leander's face, and his lips part as he considers his words before speaking. Am I the first person you've been able to touch like this? My hand goes still on his arm. So far. I'll admit your touch does make it somewhat difficult to stay level headed, but not due to your power. He takes my hand, his soft green eyes flick to mine before he turns it to inspect the golden fissures crisscrossing my knuckles. Look, we match. He points at a golden pin on his coat collar, and I give him a small smile. I draw my hand back and take a steadying breath. My head feels as though it's stuffed with cotton. Habit alone guides me. Hold on, I need a second. This is a total masterpiece. And we, like, nothing's even, like, seriously happened. Oh my goodness. Like, how long is this story? This is only the demo. I'm way too excited now. Habit alone guides me through the motions of rewrapping my hand, although my fingers tremble too much for the bandages to lie flat. I can't believe that worked. May I ask your name? I'm Pinky. I should not have named myself Pinky. You're right to hide this from me, Pinky. That curse of yours, it's unlike anything I've ever dealt with. I can tell you're discreet, but you best not go showing that off to anyone else. I didn't plan on it. Are you staying in Lowtown? I pause. Room and board was something I hadn't yet considered. I don't know. Let's get you properly settled then. I need to look at it one more time. Hold on. I am in love. I'm in love. He's so cute. I like just from looking at him, I didn't think he'd be my type, but like easily, immediately, I love him. The Wetwick is noticeably quieter. Without their leader, most of the bloodhounds have dispersed, or in a few cases, fallen asleep beside their drinks. Got any rooms left, or did my lot grab them all to sleep it off? The bartender, who I now realize doubles as an innkeeper, slides a key onto the counter. You know I always keep the corner room open for your escapades, you whore! Leander's laugh sounds slightly strained, and I always appreciate it, but you're mistaken. This is just for my friend Pinky. Sure, sure. Stay as long as you like. You two have fun. Oh, we will. You're gonna hear that bed creaking against the wall. There's gonna be. Anyway. Escapades, huh? Leander clears his throat, then holds the key out to me. But I hesitate. My coin purse barely holds enough coin for a day's worth of meals, let alone a room. How much do I owe you? Nothing. Bloodhound rates. My treat, since you shared your secret. Food, drink, a warm bed, anything you need. Carefully, I take the key from him. It's small, but weighs heavy in my palm. I never expected to have a warm bed in Iridia, let alone free meals. Thank you. Go explore, Pinky. You'll find many roads in Iridia, each leading to different answers. But if you need a reprieve from what haunts you, come find me. Just be careful. I nod, taking one last look at the gleaming bronze key before tucking it into the pocket of my cloak for safekeeping. Leander gives me one last friendly wave before I depart. Let's save. Oh my god, this is amazing! Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. The air clings, sodden and heavy. Without the morning crowd, the sunless streets look barren and bleak. Even the peddlers are long gone. Only a pair of crows remain quibbling over stale crusts in a gutter. I feel ridiculous pangs of envy. At least they've got reason to fight. I've never felt so lost. Curis and Leander both made it clear that the cenobium can't be trusted, but I came so far, endured so much. I need to see the cenobium for myself, if only to satisfy my curiosity. I should have asked someone at the bar for directions before leaving. Girl, you stupid. I'm about to turn back when a shadow passes over me. A cloud, I think, until a puff of hot breath tickles the back of my neck. Bro, personal fucking space. Oh, it's not a person. The shadow. Jesus. The, the shadow. Oh, wait, wait. Oh, I accidentally scrolled. The shadow runs down the streets in rivulets. Formless dark spreads like ink into blotted shapes. Claws stretch. A muzzle splits open to reveal long, jagged teeth. A growl rumbles so low and deep I feel it. I want to run, to scream, but I feel trapped, as though the slightest movement or a single breath will snap the jaws around me shut. No, I won't let it end like this. If I'm going to die, I want to see what got me first. I steel myself, then turn. This is the second time in like a day that I've been like, I'm not gonna let myself die like this. The shadow vanishes as quickly as it came. I'm left standing in the middle of the street, alone except for a figure reclining in the shade of a nearby stoop. Whoa! A monster. That much is clear from a glance. One that could nearly be mistaken for human were not for the tufted ears, the tail curled around his ankle. I see your cleavage. Put him away, whore. That's a joke. Oh my goodness. With the gloves? Oh god. Okay. Or the dusk pink eyes with pupils that sharpen like needles when they fall on me. Our eyes meet and the monster uncrosses his long legs. His hair gleams a shade of red that reminds me unsettling setting His hair gleams a shade of red that reminds me unsettlingly of blood where it curls around his collared throat. Jumpy, aren't you? His tone is so light and carefree that I glance over my shoulder to make sure he's speaking to me. When I look back, the stranger props his chin on his knuckles and regards me with an inscrutable little smile. Didn't you see that shadow just now? It was massive, moved like a beast. Even as I speak, I'm aware of how ridiculous I must sound, but the stranger's smile doesn't falter. The only beasts I've seen are the Wick's drooling regulars, though this did catch my eye. You stole my key, you bastard! With a flourish of his hand, my in-room key appears dangling from his finger. Phone. Can't you see I'm trying to flirt right now? Like, chill out. It turns on its chain, glittering when it catches the light. I don't even know if you guys heard my phone vibrate, actually. My hands fly to my cloak's pockets, and sure enough, find them flat. He crooks his finger, beckoning. You rat bastard! I've already taken 2 steps forward before some stifled instinct stops me. Something feels wrong. I'm still on the edge, thrumming with so much adrenaline that the stranger's shadow flickers at the edge of my vision. I always attract the worst kind of attention, but I can't get rattled now. Who who said that's my key? Where did you find it? Um these both seem, no offense to myself, these both seem like stupid things to say. Who said that's my key? Obviously it's my key, because I patted my pockets. Where did you find it? Obviously he found it in my fucking pockets. I guess I'll just go with who said that's my key. No, where'd you find it? How'd you even find it? The key, I mean. What can I say? I'm a sucker for shiny things. Bitch, me too, the fuck? He smiles wide enough to reveal pointed canines. I saw you drop it. You really should be more careful. City like this, somebody might take advantage. A bald-faced lie, said without a hint of irony. I can't figure out how he picked my pockets under my nose, but I'm certain he took my key, and I need it back. I approach the man, careful to keep an arm's length away. He doesn't look dangerous, but the most deadly ones never do. Oh, he is cute. I love a bitch with red hair. The stranger's chain softly clinks with the tilt of his head. His ears flick. Keeping your distance. I'd be stupid to trust you. You think I stole your dinky little key? From all the way over there? He gives an exaggerated sigh. I'm good with my I'm good with my hands, but not that good. Do I really look like a common thief to you? Let me take a look at you. Okay, with the stance and the tail? Okay. Damn. Okay, this guy's silver this time. Which I think is actually a good call with the red hair. I love it. 10 out of 10. Dot dot dot. He's got me there. The sheer fabric of his sleeve the sheer fabric of his sleeves alone would be too expensive for most street thieves. Hell, his shoes look like they cost more than I spent traveling here. And then there's a shop behind him. No matter the city, parted pink curtains only ever mean one thing. You are a whore! I'm not looking to buy, and I doubt I could afford your services anyway. Luckily for you, I don't charge. You're a free whore? I love that for you! The man rubs the tip of his tongue over. I should let it be known I mean this all positively. I love whores. I'm an aspiring whore myself, so the man rubs the man runs the tip of his tongue over a fang, and for the first time since I stepped into the shadow, I feel something other than dread. My face grows hot. That's not what I meant. I'm flattered, really. Were sex my trade, I might make an exception for you. How about half off for a handy? Or you could just hand over my key. Ask nicely, and I might even let you tug my tail. Okay, just throw it here. So some spindly little street urchin can snatch it and run? He raises my key and tilts his head so we can watch it dangle back and forth. I suppose I suppose I could just claim my room. I suppose I could just claim your room for myself. Not that I'd be caught dead slumming in the wick with the rest of those slack-jawed imbeciles. You're obviously not from around here, so tell me, traveler, what misfortune brought you to this wretched place? His voice practically drips with derision. I'm not telling you anything. What could have possibly drawn you to this dreary little pig pen, I wonder? He listlessly watches the arc of my key swinging around his finger. The weather's shit, the food's dreck, and there's entirely too many monsters for a human to feel safe. Unless. Dagger sharp eyes flick towards me. They gleam with amusement. Unless you're just dying to consort with the monsters. Ooh. Look at him. Okay, skinny legend. By now, my embarrassment has worn away, leaving simmering impatience in its place. If this is a shakedown, it's the most frustrating one I've ever heard of. Turn him down or flirt back. Who am I to not flirt back when given the opportunity? I'm clicking this as hard as I can. How did you know that I spent all my money, starved, and nearly died in a swamp just so I could crawl into bed with the first thirsty monster I saw? That earns me a burst of breathy laughter. He gazes at me under his dark lashes. Aren't you funny? Could you be any more obvious? I've been told subtlety's not my strength. So your place or mine? I invite you if I had my key. I'll pass. You can come up to my room. We could have a threesome with Leander right now. If only I had my key, then I might be able to invite you up. His languid gaze glides from me to the key in his hand and back. Hold on. Come, take my hand, and we'll go together. The more he flirts, the more convinced I become that this is some kind of trap. No matter how innocent monsters look, they always have tricks up their sleeves. And something tells me that this one's more dangerous than he lets on, even if he has a lovely laugh. Oh, that's so sweet. I don't know what you want or why you're messing with me, but I'm not coming any closer until I know you aren't going to attack. Or bite. I won't bite hard, unless you beg me. No matter what I say, he finds a way to twist my words into innuendo. Even when I'm silent, he goes on as though we're having a conversation, not a standoff. Do you like dancing? There's a traveling troupe performing in Hightown tonight. Their ludus is utterly exquisite, truly a performance to die for. There's life in this dreadful place, if you know where to look. You sound like you know the city well. The man's gaze flickers from me to the key dangling from his finger. Naturally, this dump was little more than a miserable little smear when I first arrived. Hightown, Lowtown, I know Iridia like the back of my hand. What about the cenobium? Do you know where that is? His smile vanishes. Surely you've seen it. That absurdly large tower looming over the rest. It's a little hard to miss. He must mean that spire I noticed when I first caught sight of Iridia. The cenobium's overrated. Forget about it. I can show you things those stuffy boars in their limptic tower couldn't even dream of. I've already got plans. Oh? Have you some pressing matters at the cenobium? Lunch dates with librarians? Tea time with the most esteemed abbess? That's my business. What's it matter to you? I square my shoulders and the amusement bleeds out of them. Your loss. The stranger, finally bored of his tedious game, extends his hand towards me. The key rests on his palm, neatly dividing skin and leather. When he makes no other move, I reach for the key. But as soon as my fingers graze smooth brass, his hand springs shut around my elbow. Hey! Sir, you're kind of close there. He yanks me dag. He yanks me down, and I stagger, my soul slipping on the steps. For a sick moment, I fear my bandages will unravel under his touch, but he's careful not to disturb them, even as my fingers dig into my arm. Even as his fingers dig into my arm. I know I smell blood. You're. Can I speak? Is that. I knew I smelled blood. You reek of death in the road. And that fucking doctor. Red text! His voice, once silken, lowers to a smoky growl. The shadows around him seethe and boil as he pulls me closer. And something else. He murmurs against my throat, nose grazing my jaw. Let go! I try to twist away, but he doesn't budge. His breath trails down my neck, sending a thrill of dread through me. But just when I fear he'll bite, he takes a deep whiff instead. His wide, flat eyes gleam with naked hunger as he gazes up at me. Not quite human, not quite monster. Seems we're both. Oh, how do you pronounce that? Veer? Vere. I think Veer. The stranger's ears flatten, and he releases me with a short breath. I yank my arm back, massaging it where his grip left grooves in the bandages. The stranger twists around to watch a woman duck from the curtains behind him. Her cenobium uniform is nearly identical to the one my mentor kept tucked away in her closet. I leave you for what? I leave you for all of what? 10 minutes, and you're making trouble again. Will you quit harassing the tourists? The stranger, Veer I take it, rolls his eyes and flashes the cleric a withering smile. So suspicious. Can't you see this is a friend of mine? Unnatural liar. He grins at me and his tail switches minutely. The woman purses her lips at me, clearly unconvinced. I open my mouth to correct him, but Veer cuts in. I was graciously offering my dear friend some free advice. Though his voice remains light and cheerful, his expression darkens. Danger's drawn to you like moth to a flame. It will always find you given time. The woman clucks her tongue as though she's heard this recital 102 times. Word of advice: don't take free advice from lazy foxes lounging in the streets. This crook would sell water to a drowning man for the sheer enjoyment of it. She shrugs off a wilting look from Veer. I feel like Vera sounds better though. Veer or Vera? Vera. Vera. It doesn't have the accent though. Would it have an accent mark over it? We'll just go with Veer. We started with it, so. Oh, please. Any friend of yours knows it's true. Now hold still. Veer Grace. Veer rises gracefully at her approach. He pushes his hair aside so it drapes over one shoulder, exposing the long line of his neck. And suddenly it dawns on me that the jingling I heard earlier wasn't coming from the harness attached to his collar, but a leash. A heavy iron chain wound around a hitching post and padlocked to the back of his collar. Veer posed deliberately to hide his leash from me. The woman produces a king ring. The woman produces a key ring from her pocket. She ruffles through a dozen identical keys before selecting one and slotting it into the lock. Come on, unless your friend's tagging along on our merry little solace hunt. They're hunting for solace inside the city? Words momentarily fail me. Uh. The woman regards me with a polite, if tight, smile before marching down the stairs. Veer lingers. He stretches his arms over his head with a yawn, and I try not to stare at the way his stomach flattens when he arches his back. Your little secret's safe with me. Try not to get yourself killed, hm? Veer hops off the stoop and bounds after the woman. His tail sways merrily as though he hadn't just lied and threatened me. Did you try that thing I mentioned? The Loventian knot? The one where you take 3 fingers and... Actually, don't tell me. Knowing you, it's disgusting. Veer's airy laughter echoes down the street. It's only after he and the cleric have vanished from sight that I realize I'm still missing something. Wait! Oh. Reflexively, I shove my hands into my pockets and find it. The room key. I pull it out of my pocket and raise it to the light just to be sure. A nagging feeling distracts me from my relief. I don't know what Veer's game was or what he wanted from me. All I know for certain is that the Sinopium saw fit to leash him, a fate I could share, if that's what his vague warning meant. I let my eyes drift skyward, past the lantern's I let my eyes drift skyward, past the lanterns gently swaying in the breeze to the Cenobium faintly visible through the haze. Just one glimpse is all I need, then I can put this all behind me. This time, the key goes into my coin purse for safekeeping. Ooh, save. I don't even remember why I saved these points. It's easy enough to follow the sluggish river that splits. Did you guys hear that? That was huge lightning. I mean, thunder. It's easy enough to follow the sluggish river that splits Iridia in two. A colossal bridge arches over the dark water below. I cross as quickly as I can, climbing ever uphill toward the distant tower. Hours later, legs aching, sweat beading on my forehead, I finally find what I was searching for. I'm gonna pause here. After I save, I'm gonna pause here because it's already been an hour recording, and that was some loud thunder, and I'm pretty sure there's a thunderstorm warning until like midnight. So I'm gonna stop here and pick up later. But I'm super excited for this. Like, so far, it's been crazy good. I'm gonna look up a picture of it and see who's left for us to meet. Okay, it looks like there's 3 more people for us to meet. Let me get the picture on my screen if I can. If I remember how to. Add source. Screen capture. Why not? Add source. Screen 2. Done. Yeah, see, look, we still have. We met Kuras, Leander, and Veer. So 2 people left. And this guy looks kinda sexy. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really excited to meet everyone and see what's going on in the story. Like, so far we've gotten a lot of like content, and it's been an hour and it's only the demo. So it's a dark romance visual novel by Red Spring Studio. You own my heart now. I hadn't heard it before, and honestly, that's my fault. My life could have been so much richer before this. But thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.